Welcome again to the Amayeta Dialogue Podcast. This is episode 2 with Alex here. And Mikey, what's up?
What's going on, man?
We hanging out, man.
That's right. Episode 2, we're back.
We're back.
Hopefully we'll do a better job this time.
Of course. Hopefully.
Okay, so last episode we did movies and video games, and figured this time we'll talk about how we got into, music and the bands that we like and the style that we like. And then we'll do some album reviews, and then we'll just end it with open discussion. What do you think?
I like it.
Okay. Alright. So, like I said, second episode, hopefully we'll do better this time. Trying to find our feet. But, I'm excited. I'm glad we're already doing this.
Me too.
Yep. Alright, so I guess start with talking about how we got into music. We were always around music. Our whole family, from salsa music to, Spanish jibaro music to, Michael Jackson and all over really, But we were always around music around Christmas time playing those Spanish jibaro songs.
Yeah. Hondo, our grandpa, he got us into all that. And my dad, and playing the cuatro, and our family, introduced us into that. And
we would
Jeanette
yeah,
got us our first guitars.
yeah, those little ones.
Little acoustic ones. I got it. One
Yeah,
laying right over there.
We're here with Maxie again, by the way.
Maxie's chilling.
Alex's dog.
He's going to sleep in there a little bit. So it's Mikey, me, Alex,
I forgot to introduce
and
him.
Maxie.
So, yeah, we got our first guitars and we were like, I was probably like 7. So you were probably like, what, 4?
Yeah, I had to be like 4, yeah.
And then, but we were always making noise even before then with like maracas and, anything we can grab our hands on. Just, wood blocks and sticks.
Anything.
Anything.
Yeah. Weedles.
Weedles, yeah.
Weedles, that little instrument that goes
Mm-hmm.
in the Hispanic music.
So I started off listening to a lot of rap actually when I was later on in my elementary years, because rap was really like the biggest thing when I was growing up.
As did I. We listened to rap.
We listened to a lot of that 90s stuff that was popular, man. That's what I listened to,
I was into that boy band stuff though too, like Backstreet Boys.
Oh no, I never made it to there. I was already a little older.
When I was real young, that's when I was
I was already like in my teens.
5, like 4 or 5, I think I was. I remember till when I was that young. But yeah, and then I started getting into that rap, Ludacris and.
See, no, when I was listening to, it was like Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tupac, West Side Connection. A lot of that 90s stuff was really big at that time, Notorious B.I.G. But, I don't know, I got probably like going into middle school, I went into my sister's room one day and like just grabbed a bunch of CDs, and one of them was Nirvana, one was Metallica, and that's how I started getting into more heavy stuff. And then I started taking guitar lessons at the old guitar shop.
Yeah.
Low Guitar and Sound.
That's right. That's where I
Shout
first.
out to Mike and Low Guitar. That was, we still talk about that stuff. It's very, we found that's where it all started, We found our whole musical journey there, and we never looked back, really, as far as the music part.
That's right. But we always remember where we come from. And I'll always remember that's where I took my first guitar lessons. We actually worked there.
We had the same teacher. Shout out to Josh Holmes. I don't know if he's still doing stuff. I haven't seen anything about him recently, but I took lessons from him for probably about a year and a half, and then you started.
Mm-hmm.
Same teacher.
Same teacher. Yep, Josh Holmes. Shout out.
Great guitar player, great musician. Check out his band. He's got a lot of stuff out there.
Definitely. But shout out to Mike Meadows too for letting us always chill there and
Play metal music.
Always, yeah.
Play any guitar we wanted.
The dude let us just chill in his whole guitar shop, play any guitar. Of course, we were working, but it was
Yeah, I mean,
it
we
was we
kept the
loved to
place
do it.
up. We tuned guitars.
Yeah,
You know,
we loved to do it. It
we
was like
dusted
not work.
everything. Yeah, it wasn't work really, and we were listening to music the whole time.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
But
That was the beginning,
that
man.
was the beginning, and that's really where I started finding out about all this metal that I fell in love with. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it just grew from there. So yeah, that's how it all started, and then I never looked back once I started learning metal, and once we started learning Metallica, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah. So after that rap, I listened, and then Mikey got me into like Pink Floyd, and he started progressing me to rock and roll, that old school rock.
Well, we went. I forgot to talk about this, but we went to a trip to. I don't know if it's pronounced Gaylord or Gaylord, but we went with my mom and our aunt to Gaylord, Michigan.
Michigan, yeah.
And
Way up there.
I had with me Pink Floyd live at Pompeii, and that thing's still. I mean, we could do a whole episode probably on that one day.
Yeah, on the hand side of Michigan, not the UP. That's on the
Yeah. But we went up there too.
east side of the lake.
Yeah, and then I had my Slipknot Disaster Pieces DVD, which was like. I mean, we're gonna do a whole episode on Slipknot probably, but like I was, how much I love them.
Yeah, but when we went to Gaylord, by the way, shout out to Shishi again, our aunt, and Mikey's mom.
Yep.
We went with them, and it was me and Mikey and them two, right? That was
That was us
right?
and our
Yeah.
guitars.
And our guitars, and me and Mikey had this huge like room. It was humongous. It had to be as big as my basement, pretty much.
It was almost
huge.
like a studio apartment.
Yeah.
But
It was
like
huge.
Not a small one.
And we had a huge TV with 2 futons. It had a sink. Didn't it have like a little, like a ping pong table or something in it? Or
Something like that, yeah.
Something in it. I
Stayed in
remember.
an old cabin in the middle of the woods. I mean,
It was in the middle
literally
of the
in the
woods.
middle of the woods, yeah.
And
It's
that's where
crazy.
a lot of our, I don't know, man. We really connected with our guitars like then, I think, too. You taught me a
Well,
lot.
and then, like,
We saw a lot of movies, too, together. And
yeah.
we played guitar. We
Yeah.
jammed.
But, like, that's really where it started, because, like, as soon as you saw the Live at Pompeii DVD, you, like, fell in love with it.
Yeah. Those
And-
guitars are here, by the way. The Demon and the Schecter. Both Schecters. What did you have? Or was that the Fernandez did you have?
I don't remember what I had.
It was an electric, though.
Yeah.
I think it was the Demon, dude.
I think it was.
I think
yeah,
it
I think
was.
you're right. I think it was your Schecter, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
But,
guitars we have.
Yeah, and
that
then I
was so
showed
long
you
ago.
Slipknot.
Slipknot, too, yeah.
And
VHS.
I mean, it was different. No, that was the DVD.
Was it the DVD?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking about the old
You
one.
might have shown me that before.
Welcome to my neighborhood. It's like
Yeah.
a 20-minute VHS. I still have it. Yeah, I was a super fan. But that's really where it all started. And then, yeah, I don't know. And then I started getting you. Once you got more into that, and once you heard Master of Puppets, like, that was it, I think, for you. You're
Yeah.
just as hooked as I was after that,
Master Puppets did it for me. I was hooked. Yeah.
which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then I just, as he progressed more and more into music I was into, bands like, Lamb of God, a lot of those trendsetter bands back then.
Lamb of God. Who else we talking about?
Nile,
Nile.
Dimmu Borgir. Because, like, we hadn't discovered a lot of those, like, metalcore bands yet. Like, I did, but, like, you weren't into it as much yet. Like, Dead to Fall
Dead
was
to
one
Fall
of them.
with Dead Hands Rising.
With
Shout
Dead
out to
Hands
those
Rising,
bands.
definitely. Those two bands have totally... I mean, you could just hear it in my wrist.
Shout out
our
to Tim
riffs.
Java and Daniel Copy, by the way, on here.
Definitely. I mean, Dead to Fall, I saw them like 12 times, man. And with Dead Hands Rising, I saw them, I think, 6 times. So I
Yeah.
tried to go see them as much as I could. So, yeah, a lot of those bands, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana.
Oh yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah, we were into them. That was like the first guitar song I learned. Like California. What was that?
Californication.
Yeah, Californication. Yeah.
But the first song I ever learned on guitar was Master of Puppets. And once I didn't learn the fast solo, but I did learn the rest because Josh Holmes taught me. But
Yeah.
after that, like, I just wanted to keep learning. And your first song was what?
Josh taught me the beginning of Battery first.
Yeah, yeah.
He taught me that.
But then you learned Sanitarium, right?
Then I learned Sanitarium.
Welcome Home Sanitarium.
Yeah. Welcome
So-
Home Sanitarium. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We're just trying to explain how we got into music. But and as I got older and as internet became more accessible, like I kept finding all these metal bands that just completely blew my mind, and that's why I love metal so much. And I feel like it's the most honest music out there.
And I feel like it's like the one with the most subgenres in it too. Like
Right.
you can have metal, but you can have like you can have metal from Japan sounding like crazy with like auto tune vocals and like it sounds crazy. It sounds heavy too. And
Hmm.
then you can have metal from over here like Nile, like some Egyptian straight up like
Yeah, but like the riffs sound
crazy.
Egyptian too.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
It's
like,
so like
I mean, you could
metal's
go
awesome.
anywhere with metal.
Anywhere, dude.
I mean, there's no limits, and I feel like in every other genre, just about there's a lot of limits. There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, yeah.
And Alex listens to like way more genres than I do, a lot more artists, but like I definitely listen to probably a lot more metal than you do.
You listen to a lot more metal than I do. I feel like a lot more rock and roll
Yeah,
stuff.
I like a lot of rock.
Yeah.
But I mean but a lot of stuff, like 80% of the stuff we both listen to, it's like the same,
Yeah.
pretty much, especially metal.
Oh yeah. Oh
So yeah, and then we were in a couple bands over the years, and here we are. And we're
Yeah.
still doing it, and I've seen probably like 90% of the stuff metal that I listen to, I've seen live, and it's really helped me appreciate it so much more. Like, I mean, I can honestly tell you, like, if you name a band, probably I can tell you, like, where and when I saw them, how many times I've seen them, like, whether they were good or bad that time or something, you know what I mean?
That's a great memory you have there.
Yeah.
Imagine my grandpa when he was good at baseball like that, like players and
Yeah.
all that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much how we got into music, and we just, I mean, the main thing is it was always learning our favorite band's songs on guitar, and, to me, that's like, I wouldn't be, 90% of the guitar player I am if I hadn't have done that over the years, and still do it.
Same with me. I mean, that's what challenged us. Learning those riffs that were on the on the records, and that's the records is when they record the riffs at their best. The best, and they sound the best too. So to me,
Right.
on the CDs, and that's the ones we tried to play. We tried to mimic. Like Lamb of God,
Mastodon
Mastodon.
is huge with us.
Yeah,
We play a lot of Mastodon.
play a lot of Mastodon.
I haven't really learned any of the last couple albums, but like everything up through the Hunter.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the Hunter
Converge.
book. Yeah, Converge.
Ooh.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're
And Metallica. We played a lot of Metallica.
Yeah. we played a lot. Yeah, I mean that
played a
was
lot of
really.
Metallica.
I tried to learn. I could probably play at least like.
In Michigan, we were there. We played a lot of Metallica.
Yeah, I mean I could probably, especially a lot of the old stuff. I can play like probably most of it, like as far as rhythm.
Yeah.
If not, I can play like one riff at least from it. But a lot of the songs, like I have all those books.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had all those books.
I
I know you
have-
had the Mastodon books.
I have the first 5, yeah. The first
Wow.
5 books.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And it's all, yeah, and then I have some Mastodon books. Pink Floyd
Books we mean by tablature books that teach you how to play note by note what they wrote. They actually wrote the books, or people transcribed them some way.
Yeah, they transcribe them, and
Yeah.
some bands
Some have
actually
the
do
notes
their own.
in it too. Some have the notes and the tablature, right?
Usually, both the books have like the actual music, and then the tablature. Tablature is kind of layman's terms for people who don't actually read sheet music like us.
Yeah.
I can't. I know you play sax.
Yeah, but I can read the notes, but yeah, tablature is easy for guitar for me too.
But see, I never learned how to read sheet music. So.
Yeah. Same.
I mean, I only took guitar lessons probably like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So everything else, I mean, I've been playing. It'll be 18 years on my birthday this year.
Straight up.
So like, it's been 16 plus years, like, just pretty much figuring it out on my own and watching these other guys and learning it.
Yeah. And shit. Look where we've come.
Yeah, I mean, and we don't only play metal. I mean, I know a lot of we're a metal band, and people are like, man, these dudes love metal, but we play a lot of stuff. Like, we play a lot of stuff our grandfather showed us. I like to play a lot of different rock, like Chili Peppers, like a lot of stuff like that. Too.
Yeah.
I have that book too.
The Red Hot Chili Pepper book.
Mhm.
That's
The
cool.
Californication book.
But we got a Pink Floyd book over there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wall. See, we play a lot of stuff. I mean, it's still rock and roll based. I mean, but the original riffs we learned from our grandpa are originally from Puerto Rico. Shout out to Puerto Rico, by the way.
Yep.
and our
Those
family
riffs
out
are
there.
old.
Very old
Those songs
riffs.
are from the 40s, 50s.
Yeah, really old.
Our
Really-
grandfather. I realized this like last year, and I never really thought about it because he's gonna be, I think, 89 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, and his birthday's 3 days after mine. So yeah, I think he's 89. But like, okay, Johnny Cash, he's dead. A lot of those old school like first guitar player guys they're dead.
Yeah.
And he's still alive and still playing guitar. And my mom told me that I think he started playing when he was like 10 or 11. So that's like 70 something, 70 years, 71 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
So he's been playing guitar longer than most people that have like been alive that have been playing, like, you know what I mean? And he's still playing.
And he's still playing and singing. And we just played and sang with him this Christmas, and it was awesome.
It was awesome. It's always a good time.
And we always look forward to having it, and we're blessed to be able to enjoy every Christmas that we have with him. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's gonna be 89, and I already lost, my dad's parents are already gone, and so yeah, I mean, I cherish everyone more and more, and as he's gotten older, it's been more difficult for him to kind of perform at the same level he used to.
Definitely.
But I mean, it's all in his head. You can see it.
He gives it his all the time though, and
especially singing it.
Yeah, especially singing with the help of the family and us getting all into it. And there's nothing better. I feel like it reminds us, me especially when we were little.
Yeah. And we would watch them.
We would watch them, and they would be all in it, and like we have a big family, so
very big.
So we have five girls, four girls in the family, 4 sisters.
4, and then they had 2 brothers.
And then 2 brothers.
And it's the same amount on the other side of my family.
Yeah, Mikey has a sister. I have a brother and 2 sisters.
Yeah, there's like 19 grandkids.
Yeah, and we're all playing instruments and singing and.
Well, I think 12. No.
We got a lot.
12, including great grandkids. I think it's 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Altogether. It's still a lot, though. I mean, and my grandparents are still alive, so it's still a full family.
Yeah, so when we get together for Christmas, there's a lot of food.
A lot of food.
And
that's the
there's
best
a
part.
lot of people. I bet there's about 50 people almost when we get together. 30, 50 people.
No.
Between there, yeah.
Maybe it depends. But a lot of people come and go.
Yeah, a lot of people come and go.
Okay, but anyway, that's pretty much how we got into music. And, like I said, we both play. I try to play as much as I can. And listen to as much as I can because we both appreciate music so much.
We love it. It's all our life.
Yeah, I mean, a day without music doesn't exist in my world.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
same.
All right. So moving on, we decided to do some album reviews.
Album reviews.
So we're gonna talk about 4 albums in this podcast. And we're going to do 3 albums that came out last year, 2017. Very good.
Very good. I like the album reviews.
And then we're going to do one classic.
One classic?
One classic album.
One classic. Are we naming the albums now, or are we naming it for later?
I think we're going to do it as we talk about it.
Ooh, I like that.
All right. So first up, we are going to talk about The Faceless.
The Faceless. And what album particularly are
we... The new album is called In Becoming a Ghost.
In Becoming a Ghost. This album is called.
And it just came out in December 1st, I think. And I listened to it because I had to get up for work, so...
So, again, it's a band out in California. Michael Keane. Shout out to Michael Keane. He's the
He's
producer.
A bad dude.
Producer, recorder for this. He owns his own studio out there, and it's one of our top bands. Mikey,
he's definitely even guitar players and singing. So definitely one of my favorite bands that never disappoints.
Never disappoint.
No,
Never.
I mean there's been a lot of band members, and he's been the only consistent member, but. I mean, he always makes it sound so good.
Always makes it sound so good.
I mean, those
always.
guitars are amazing. And
they always
solos.
are. Yeah, the solos are always. The dude knows what he's doing. The dude knows his theory. The dude knows how to write. I mean, these are new members. Ain't it, Mikey? The singer.
New.
The singer. I feel the old singer was on a couple songs.
Yeah, it's mixed. It's like The first four songs are the new singer, and there's like three with the old singer, and then the new singer finishes it off. The new singer is Ken Sorceron, who is the lead singer and founder of the band Abigail Williams, who I do listen to. I know you don't listen to him, but
Shout out to them.
Shout out to Abigail Williams. I do like them. Their first album you would probably like. It's kind of like Dimmu Borgir-ish, black
Okay.
metal. But after that, they changed the style. But he is also in that band and still doing that band. So shout out to Ken, because he has one heck of a scream that I love.
Yeah.
He can scream.
Dude can scream.
He can scream really like an eagle.
Dude can really scream. Like Mikey's been really listening to the album more than I have, but I'm
I
starting
can't
to get.
stop listening to it.
I've been starting to get into it more and more now. Spiraling Void, that's a song. That's my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, I like I Am. It's a good song.
I Am is his favorite. And then
I listened to it. I got up for work that day, and I got up at I think 5:45, and it had just come out that day. It was a Friday, and I listened to it on the way to work. So you weren't even up, I think, and I was already like talking to you about it, how great it was. I was like, dude, this album's amazing.
the Terminal Breath too is a great song on there. I
They're
feel
all
like
the whole album.
the whole album was great.
Every
whole
every
album's
album, every song is like a knockout.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's not one bad song on any of their albums.
None of their albums.
In my opinion, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of fans are like pissed about all the stuff they've been going through the last couple
Yeah,
years.
I mean, they've been going through some, member stuff, and but it's kind of hard when you're playing that kind of music, to
And
keep-
it's as a fan, I've never once felt like I hate you, Michael Keane, for doing all this.
yeah,
For me, I don't even do what he has to do. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
he has
we
to
don't
do what
know
he
the
has to
whole
do.
story.
Yeah, we don't know the whole story.
And
I mean,
it's-
this album is not my favorite, but it is very very well.
But it's not a
produced.
disappointment.
It is not a disappointment. You're right. You're right.
And it's not a failure, I don't think.
I don't think it is a failure either.
It's definitely their darkest album.
Definitely, I think Autotheism was right there with it.
This album, I think, is
But
more dark.
I think Autotheism is a little darker.
Ooh,
I think so, man.
disagree, but
I think so, because that Autotheism they talk
it's,
about.
it is
ooh,
dark. It
it
is dark,
is.
but like this is a different kind of dark. It's like
It is a little different.
It's like
yeah.
now, and I was talking to you about this before we started this, but he just recently came out last week about being a recovering drug addict, and
Michael Keane.
Michael Keane, I'm talking about, and this is what he said. I obviously was in a pretty dark place when I was writing the lyrics. I am a recovering drug addict. A lot of the lyrics are about drugs. I had a few rough years. And writing the lyrics was a very cathartic process, I think. I needed to get it out. I think I needed to verbalize what was going on in my head and all the mess in my head, and actually verbalizing it made it real to me. I realized, okay, I can lock this away here and move forward.
Wow.
So once I read that and then I listened to the album again, I read the lyrics, like it was just like bam. It's definitely the most honest album, I think, but
Lyrically,
lyrically,
yeah, because the music is always on.
music is always on point.
Yeah.
And like, some people are like, why each album only has like 8, 9, 10 songs? It's like, man, just like mastering that style and
Yeah.
writing it perfectly, and
Yeah.
all those transitions, it's hard.
Tell me another band that writes exactly like they do. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
a couple that come close, but not.
I mean,
The
but
Zenith Passage, a lot of people like
but they
that
take their
band.
time. You know what I'm saying? They don't put stuff out like probably crazy. I don't. Do they? You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but like, it's not like, I like the groove that Michael Keane has, you know what I mean?
Yeah, his particular sound.
I like his
groove.
sound, I like how everything flows.
Yeah.
It's never, sometimes it gets crazy, but it's not so crazy that like, you're not interested.
Mhm.
There's a lot of like, there's always grooves, and there's always like, beautiful, clean parts. And his solos are just, you can sing every single one.
Every single one.
It's not just, crazy sweeps the whole time. And like he's comfortable playing, he's comfortable playing, just simple stuff, like simple notes. And he'll go fast when he has to, and, he'll slow down when he has to. And instead of like, the new Black Dahlia Murder guitar players, like they're just like, I don't mean any disrespect. I just love the original lead guitar player, and I know you do too.
Shout out John K.
Shout out to John K. We love those first three albums,
Nocturnal,
but you know what I'm saying, the new
Miasma, Unhallowed.
unhollowed, but like the new guitar players are just like it doesn't fit the song. I feel like it's okay. It's very skilled, but it's not like you can't sing those solos with your mouth. I mean, you know what I mean? Like vocalize those solos.
And these new members that Michael Keane has, working with him, they're fitting, what he's going for and what they're all fitting. I feel like they're together.
Every single one fits the song.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
way he infuses those like chords and everything too. You know which ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, those real difficult chords.
He just and the way he sings over them. I think vocally this is his best album
Oh yeah.
for him.
Yeah, he sings all over it.
He sings all over
Yeah.
it, and it's kind of a mix of Devin Townsend, like Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that's what I
different.
hear in him.
It's different, yeah.
But like,
It's a different style. He's got his own. It's definitely reminds me of Devin Townsend for real. Shout out to
sometimes I
Devin
hear
Townsend.
Jerry Cantrell in there too. Jerry Cantrell,
Shout
just
out
like
to
that
Jerry.
tone. Yeah, I love Jerry. But yeah, I mean this album he sings on the most than on the other albums. But I think this time his voice he's killing it.
He's killing it.
He's a good singer. And also the way the album sounds too, like everything's so crisp and clear. Even the drums sound amazing.
They do.
The bass is a little weird. It's
Yeah.
the weirdest part.
I think Autotheism sounds the best out of all of their albums, but
He's getting ready to remaster Planetary Duality
you
though.
see that's my favorite album by them.
Ooh,
Shout out
I
to
think that's mine too.
them. Planetary Duality is
I
my
think that's
favorite.
everyone's who listens to the Faceless
Yeah.
favorite album. It's a good one, man.
That one,
That one was definitely a trendsetter. I feel.
I feel like that one, Autotheism, Ecodema, and this new, or no, this new one's probably my third, and yeah,
Well, I like the new one. I like the way, like he brought Ken in, and the songs that Ken sings on are very like weird, very more like a lot more keyboard, very dark. It's just like, and the way the dude like screams is just like that Cup of Mephistopheles song, dude. He can hit some notes, man. That dude. But then that, like I said, like the old singer comes in after that and kills it.
kills it. Yeah, I
And-
like that Jeffrey Freakout.
Yeah,
He's a good singer. They're a good singer.
and like
This album reminds me of the Ecodema, their first album. The way that it's
Okay.
structured. The way it's structured.
the way it's structured,
Yeah.
it's more straight up
Yeah, it is.
compared to Planetary and.
It's more in your
Autotheism.
face. The rhythm, I feel.
Mhm.
The solos are still, you can sing,
It's more structured too, as far as like Black Star has a chorus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to like stuff on Planetary Duality, it doesn't repeat anything.
Yep.
Some songs, you know what I mean?
Some, yeah.
But like this album, he tried to go more like I think he wanted it to be more catchy,
Yeah.
like clean vocal wise. So I love it though. I can't stop listening to it.
Vocally, too, I think he wanted it to be catchy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Lyrically
like
and-
more
Yeah.
something you could sing along to.
Lyrically, too. Yeah, he kills the lyrics, too.
Yeah, they're really good lyrics.
Yeah.
I followed along with them the other day because I was prepping for this episode. But yeah, I mean, Michael Keane, definitely. I mean, I've seen them a few times. I think 3 times. But me and Alex actually saw him one time together with our friend Craig. Shout out to Craig.
Shout out to Craig.
Craig, we love you,
Love you, Craig.
and we need to hit up some concerts soon.
Conciertos.
I hope you're listening to this. But we went to Summer Slaughter 2012, I believe.
2012.
And there was a lot of bands, Goat Whore and Cerebral Bore, I think opened up, and then Job for a Cowboy. Who played after them? Periphery, and then it was the Faceless.
Shout out to Periphery. Ooh.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about Periphery one day.
Ooh.
Review their
That's my
albums.
band.
Yeah. I just saw them in November and they were amazing. But so yeah, Summer Slaughter 2012, and then like starting from bands we wanted to see: Job for a Cowboy, Periphery, The Faceless, Veil of Maya, Between the Bear and Me, and then Cannibal Corpse headline. But I mean, we enjoyed Job for a Cowboy and Periphery, but when and Veil Maya played, and then when the Faceless played, it was like a whole mood change, right?
Whole mood change.
Like the whole mood in the room just changed.
It was everybody didn't know what to do.
And he opened with Shapeshifters off Planetary Duality. And
we were all over it.
And me and you just looked at each other like grinning. Like we couldn't not wait to see them. Actually, when we went to the bathroom when we got there, we ran into Michael Keane.
Michael Keane walked right past me.
He looked right at us and smiled at us, and we could definitely tell he was...
I wanted to say something, but I couldn't. We just got there, and I was just like, man,
I kind of didn't know
what to
it
do.
was him. He was a lot shorter than I
knew
pictured.
It was him. When I looked at him, I was like, wow, it's him.
And then I was like, yeah, it was. It's Michael Keane.
Yeah.
But he's a lot shorter.
I looked back
person.
at you. He walked past us like he was on our left side, and then we looked back. I looked back at Mikey.
Yeah.
Mikey opened his eyes like that, like
That's
Uncle
pretty
Dave.
Cool. He's a lot shorter in person, though.
Yeah, he is.
He's shorter than us.
Yeah.
He's a little guy.
He kills it though.
Yeah, he does.
He plays
but
damn
anyway,
out of the
back
guitar.
to their performance. How much and we saw him with Lyle Cooper, the original drummer, who is one of our favorites.
Lyle Cooper, shout out.
I mean, dude could play anything, any style you need for metal. He's there.
Anything.
But yeah, okay, so people have been moshing the whole time for every band up to that point, right? When the Faceless started, what happened?
They didn't know what to do. They were just stuck.
We were in the back, by the way. We were by the soundboard.
Which is the best sound, by the way, to me. Spot to be.
Or balcony.
Or the balcony up there.
I mean, it's fun to be
right
up
where
front,
the board.
too,
Right where that board is like,
yeah, it does sound good.
Sounds so good.
So yeah, when they started playing, people were just like standing still. Almost frozen, like they didn't know what to do.
They did not know what to do. They were looking at everything going on, and of course us back there was just going crazy.
I mean, yeah, we couldn't see every single person, but the groups that had been moshing were just standing there. And we were going nuts, me and you, because we listened to it.
Yeah, we were
playing every part.
Playing every part, singing every part.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
And it sounded amazing, sounded perfect.
With Craig.
Yeah, with Craig Mogan. Shout out.
Shout out.
But it sounded perfect.
Perfection.
And Michael Keane, I mean, dude, I've never seen the dude mess up when I seen him. I mean, his solos and everything.
Killed it. He killed it.
Every solo. That was a good Faceless memory. I mean, they played a lot of cool songs, and
they did a great job.
Was just about to come out, and they played some new stuff.
They did a great job, man.
But anyway, back to this new album. I just want to say that
they did a great job on it.
It's a great album. I'm definitely looking forward to the future.
Me too.
Of the Faceless.
Of the Faceless.
Especially with this new singer. I love the old singer, but they can do a lot of stuff with this dude, and I just love his scream. I love that. You know me, I like that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I love that, eagle scream in metal. I can't do it. But like Cradle of Filth, or even Roger Waters, on Pompeii, stuff like that. So dude can absolutely nail it.
Careful with the sax, Eugene.
Exactly. That's a whole nother. We can do a whole episode on that. So yeah, overall, would you recommend In Becoming a Ghost by the Faceless?
I would recommend.
I would. It's a strong recommend for me. It's very, very. It's just you won't be disappointed, man. I mean, if you ever heard the Faceless, you should definitely check out their entire discography. But he's just great. Michael Keane,
he's great.
He's great. All right, so I think my favorite number one is definitely Planetary Duality out of all their albums. Number two, I love the first album still. I love the first album, Akotema. I mean, I fell in love with it. I think in 2006 it came out, 2007. They were the first band signed in Sumerian, so whatever year that was. And I never looked back, man. It's just those two albums they heavily influenced our first band that we were in together.
Heavily.
So, and then three, I'm gonna have to go this one, In Becoming a Ghost. And Autotheism's last, and doesn't mean I don't like it. It's still a great album. I do love it, but I don't know. I love the other ones more. I guess we'll see. But how about you?
So my favorite down the line for the Faceless albums are, of course, Planetary Duality being my numero uno.
That's right. That's
My
the best one.
That's the best one. My second favorite, being autotheism.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
My third favorite, Akodama.
Okay.
My
And this
fourth,
new one's just your least favorite.
Becoming a Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I mean, that's cool. I kind of like that we're different. That's why we're doing this
Yeah.
podcast, you know, just to show you guys, even though we're similar, we're different.
That's right.
I mean, we
That's how
all
we
like
are.
different things, but I mean, just because something's last doesn't mean that we don't like it
Production wise, it would be totally different, but album wise, we're talking
musically.
musically, and I'll totally see.
Planet
Production
Terror.
wise, I would have a total different lineup, but
Right.
we're not talking about that right now. So
Yeah, we can talk about that one day. We could do like
Yeah.
our favorite producers and stuff.
ooh, we
That's
will.
I mean, because I feel like a lot of people like that don't get enough credit, man. The guys who produce and mix the albums.
And Michael Keane is one of them.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, he writes it. He does it all himself. You know, he records those guitars in the new album, completely perfect.
Perfection.
I mean,
Every album, the guitars.
But especially those new ones, like they're like almost clean, but they're not.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they're not distorted.
just a little gain, almost like a little, not even.
It's weird, but it does. But it sounds loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All right. So that's it for the faceless.
the faceless.
Okay. Moving on. So
What's next? What's next?
it's your favorite is up next. We are gonna talk about The Contortionist,
Ooh.
Clairvoyant, which came out last year, 2017. I'll let Alex, start whatever he wants to.
From Indiana, The Contortionist, Joey Baca, Robbie Baca, Michael Lessard, and Cameron
I forgot his last name.
McCormick something.
Cameron M.
I don't know. His name is Cameron though.
But I mean, we're from Indiana, so it's kind of cool. Just to even listen to bands that made it big from Indiana, because there's not many.
Not many that that do make it big. You're
Are
right.
having
Yeah.
success like they are.
Yeah, that they're having huge success right now. Cameron Maynard, that's his name.
Cameron Maynard.
Yeah.
I know dude could play guitar because I seen him live and he was amazing.
Cameron Maynard
Oh.
and Jordan Eberhardt and Eric
Keyboardist.
Gunther. So those dudes are bad, man.
Yep.
And straight off the bat, that album, musically,
It's their fourth album.
it's their fourth album, which I love all of them. Mikey loves the younger ones more, I think, because they're very heavy.
I like the heavy stuff, but you know me, I like stuff like this too, man.
Oh yeah, you do, yeah.
I've listened to Clairvoyant a lot since it came out. But yeah, like I said, we're from Indiana, so it's just kind of cool. And Haste the Day, another band from Indiana. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Haste the Day. Shout out to the Contortionists, man. They're awesome bands. In Indiana, we're homebred like we are, so that's what makes us attracted to them, and the way they sound is just the best to us.
They're very all of them just completely they shine in their own way.
Yep.
I mean, if I had to pick a favorite band member, it's hard. It's like between the Bear to me. It's just they're all amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Straight
just
up.
like one doesn't outshine the other.
Yeah.
But I will say, as far as clean singing wise, I like Michael better than the old singer.
Yeah. Same. He's a good singer, man.
Great singer. The first two albums, in case no one knows, I had a different singer and he used to play keyboards, but he had a kid and decided to stop doing the band, so they have a new singer now, and they've had him now for 2 albums. He's been in it for a while.
Yeah, 2 albums. Yeah.
And
The
he's
Language.
awesome.
He's that dude.
Very, very awesome singer, and if you ever go see them live, I mean, he's a trip, man. Like, he just does all kinds of crazy stuff, like, especially like those old songs. He'll just say, like, make weird noises into the mic, and he'll whisper into the mic, like, in between songs, but you can't really hear what he's saying. You know what I mean? And he's just like, it has like a bunch of reverb and effect on it, Pretty cool. He's in his own world for sure, and much appreciate someone who's like that.
As far as family goes, you know how me and Mikey are cousins.
Right?
Robbie Baca and Joey Baca, the guitarist and drummer, are
I
both
mean,
brothers in the band, and it's just you can just feel the connection.
you can hear it.
You can hear it.
It's
Yeah,
the bread and butter of the band right there. I mean,
definitely.
any band I think that has relatives in it, just you can hear it. You know, Lamb of God has the Adlers.
Chan has the Camarenas.
Right. So I mean, it's just that connection's there, and you can hear it in our music. I feel too.
Definitely. Yeah.
So I mean,
Uh,
but back to Clairvoyant. So this is their newest album, it's their fourth album. Like we said, the older stuff is more heavy, and even the last album, The Language, had some heavy parts on it. But this new album is a total departure.
total, total, total jazz infused riffs, straight. Man, it's just
Very progressive.
very progressive mathematically.
Not
very-
heavy at all, really.
It's just beautiful rhythms, beautiful times, beautiful.
Some Pink Floyd-ish vibes going on.
The chord colors that they choose, the progressions, like you say, man, it's just a beautiful album. It's my favorite. I think we're talking about.
I mean, I saw them play a couple songs off of it last year, but when we're going, like, I think we mentioned in the last episode, we're going here in a couple months, and it's the Clairvoyant headline tour, so hopefully they'll play the whole thing in full or something.
Which would be nice. Joey Baca will not be there for personal issues, right, Mikey?
Well, hopefully he gets better, because we need to see him.
I would love to see him. I would love to see him. Shout out to you guys.
They'll
But,
still kill it, though.
They'll still kill it, though.
But I think
All of them
the
just.
keyboardist really shined on this new album.
He really did. Yeah. All of them shine, though. Yeah, but the keyboardist, he really, yeah. It's just such a blend. He adds so much to everything.
I mean, it's so atmospheric, every song.
Yeah.
It's very like dreamlike when you listen to it. It puts you like in a watery, sensory type thing when you listen to it.
Very dreamy.
Very dreamy, yeah. That's
Yeah.
the best way to describe it. Very atmospheric, like it's I don't know how to explain it. You just have to listen to it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful album. It's a feeling you get when you listen to it too. It's the
And
way,
the way
it moves.
he sings it.
The way he sings it, the way they all play together, it's awesome. The bass player is great.
They're all
The
great,
flows,
man.
yeah, the keyboardist, drummer,
Yeah.
everybody, so good. The
And-
dudes are the best.
Yeah.
I feel like around.
They're very, very technical. Like everything they bring is very. I could never write it like that.
Same, yeah,
Maybe
I feel like
one
maybe-
day, but
yeah.
it
Feel
just
like one day we'll get there, but right now they're on their game. But shout out to Jamie King, their producer. He has been
Yes.
he has been very very crucial to their music. The way they produce it, the way they write it, the way Michael performs his harmonies. I hear on his on the records.
Right.
Jamie has a very good sense of theory and musical harmony and vocals and
drums.
and the dude is
He also does Between the Bare Enemies albums.
which
Those are perfection.
perfection. Oh man, Jamie King, he's the man.
Yeah, he's a good producer, and I don't know which album do you think sounds better, this one or The Language?
This one sounds the best to
You
me.
think so?
Yeah, this one sounds the best, and
It
the
does
language
sound
is the
good, man.
second best to me.
No, but like, I think this album, I think you can hear some screams on the Clairvoyant, the title track.
You can.
It's in there, and I watched
It's
the
in
video
there.
live where he actually does the screams.
Yeah.
So, but like, I think, how do you feel about a lot of people like kind of upset that they've gone this direction, so light, so clean, as opposed to the older stuff, which had a lot of screaming and growling and breakdowns? How do you feel about it?
Could say like the same with Mastodon, like that. But they went the heavy and to how
To
they
the
are
light.
now. You know what I'm saying? Like to the light, yeah.
And you could say the same thing about like Opeth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say that too. I mean,
But we love all these transitions for the most part that all
Oh,
these bands have done.
I love it. I love it a lot. I mean, some fans, might not like it just because, that's what they latched on to, people latch on to sometimes those, younger albums and
Right. I mean, I'm guilty of that too.
I mean, I am too, with some bands, I'm sure we all are, but as far as as all these bands we listen to doing that,
Right.
um,
I think it's good.
I think it's some of them do it in a positive way. Some of them do it just because they're getting older, they can't do it what they used to do, or we don't know what they're actually feeling, as musicians or
Right.
when they're doing it. But like you said, how the bands that we've been listening to and enjoyed it, we've enjoyed it. I've
Right.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think people like. I might not like every song on that new Mastodon album, but musically it's still them. It's not my favorite by any means, but like I feel like the Contortionist, even though they've done this dramatic change these last couple albums, I feel like I don't know. It's not like Mastodon's change. This change is like amazing.
It is. And the last album we just talked about, and Becoming a Ghost, that was a conceptual album, wasn't it, Mikey? Like I felt like that was
Yeah,
in
it's kind
becoming.
of it's subliminal, kind of because he talks about his drug usage too.
Yeah,
So it is some like very he's directing it towards
it's
himself.
becoming his own ghost
Right.
almost, right?
Exactly. Like he has a demon in his own head.
Yeah. And this album, I feel like, has its own concept too, but
Definitely.
it's more shaped around. So he talks about in what's the song called, Mikey? It's called.
It's almost like he's talking about someone he was involved with,
someone he was involved, a family member. He's like,
or someone romantically, or something.
yeah,
someone very close to him.
someone
for sure.
very close to him. Yeah. And what's the lyric that he says? Trying to think of it.
I mean, there's a ton of lyrics. We can quote lyrics all day.
We can quote lyrics all day, but
I mean, if you read the lyrics to Clairvoyant, it's very directed towards somebody. It's never like it's about we and you. It's never about himself. And the lyrics are definitely about drug usage. A lot of them.
a lot of
I
them.
mean,
A lot of them.
absolve, relapse.
Relapse
return to
is
earth.
huge on that.
Relapse is huge about it. Like it's almost like someone he loved, fell victim to that, and obviously, that we can relate. I mean, we've lost people to that, but like it's just the way it's written and the way he sings it. It's so personal.
So
And-
yeah, no, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. That's what you're saying. It's on a personal level that. So they were talking about when with Jamie King when they were recording Return to Earth, all of the harmonies that they use, and then where they don't use harmonies is you were so the vocal is the lyric, you were so sick, you were skin and bones, so you fed yourself excuses just to keep it going.
Right.
You
That's
know.
Return to Earth.
The Return to Earth, yeah. So that's definitely something.
I mean,
Going through
Relapse
something.
is all over it. Obviously,
Yeah.
the song's called Relapse. But yeah, I mean, this is very, even though it's like not
Very
heavy,
emotional, ain't it?
Yeah, but even though but even though the songs aren't heavy, like it's a dark album.
Very, yeah,
And like the language, even though it's heavier in this album, that album's more positive.
definitely.
You know what I mean?
The language is very positive.
The lyrics are more positive. This
talk
album,
about love. They talk about
I mean, the cover of this album is just like a dark hole with sticks and stuff. Like
Definitely.
it doesn't look appealing at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not like the language. It has like that planet or whatever it is.
And they talk about so the first song is an instrumental. Second song goes into Godspeed. It's called Straight Up, and
Yes.
they talk about praying. They talk about
Praying is all over this record.
all over. They talk
Like,
about
keeping hope and
oh.
faith.
It's a great album.
It's very yeah. I mean, it's almost like on the level of like telling a story, like in my opinion, like Dark Side of the Moon type. You know what I mean? Where it's like
Totally,
it's
dude.
the total album. It paints you a picture and it takes you on a musical journey, man.
Dude, totally.
Yeah.
You just nailed it. Yeah. It paints you a picture and puts you on a musical journey.
I mean-
like a total journey.
Do I think? Yeah, I don't think. I'm not saying they're like Pink Floyd, but like they are amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I mean,
They've
I'm
been
literally
hitting the spot for my musical, for
yeah.
my
They've been a
ears.
go-to for me lately for like these last few months, ever
For
since
real.
releasing that new album.
So, Mikey,
Yes.
out of all their albums,
Oh no.
rank them for me.
Ooh.
Your favorite to least, sir.
My favorite is definitely Exoplanet.
Ooh.
I love jamming that album. And then I'll go Clairvoyant number 2. It's just it grew on me so quick. You know what I mean? And I always listen to it, and I love the change that they're doing. Like, these songs are just so beautiful. So, Exoplanet 1, Clairvoyant 2, 3, I'm gonna go Language. It's amazing. It's an amazing album too. And then Intrinsic is my least favorite. It's still a good album though, but compared to the other ones.
Ooh.
All right, what do you got?
So for me, I gotta go Clairvoyant first.
Okay.
Language,
Brand new.
Language second.
Okay.
Language was my first love, though, by the way, by them. But Intrinsic and Exoplanet.
Okay.
See how it's where we're different.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, Exoplanet is my favorite.
But
that's
they're
cool.
our favorite,
I mean, everyone likes what
bands.
they like, man. That's what music's all about.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, those fans upset about like that switch. It's like, man, they gotta try new things.
Yeah.
I mean, Opeth did it, and I think it's amazing.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Moving on, Mikey. What is next?
All right, the next album we are talking about is one of my personal favorite, actually my favorite band.
And my second favorite we're talking about right now, which I've been jamming.
Converge.
Ooh.
We are talking about their new album, The Dusk in Us.
The what in us?
The Dusk in Us.
Ooh. Let me hear some of that.
Very nice.
Shout out to Kurt Ballou on the production.
Kurt Ballou.
He's
also
killing
the guitar player.
He's killing it.
So Converge, we're probably gonna do a whole episode on Converge one day in the future, but they are my favorite band. I have a Converge tattoo, so like, I mean, I've been listening since 2002, and they just never disappointed me, man. It took you a long time to get into them, and just in the past couple years you've gotten into them, but like, you just weren't ready for it yet.
I wasn't ready for it yet.
But now you love it.
Because I've been in the production, and I think it needed me to get. I needed to go through the production and do all that to get into it for me to understand.
Yeah. One thing I think people who listen, like, if they don't like Converge, is because they don't understand it.
Definitely.
It's a band you have to understand and get. Like, it's more than a band almost. You know what I mean? For being so underground for so many years, and like, I mean, it's a band you either get or you don't get. You know what I mean? Yeah, Alex is showing me a picture of Jane Doe, who is on my arm. What I did was shout out to Noel Schuyler.
Noel Schuyler.
Arnolfini
Marriage, Revolting Visions.
Bass player and tattoo artist. He designed it. I told him I wanted to take the You Found Me album cover and the Jane Doe album cover and put them together, and he came up with this awesome design. And it's pretty much the You Found Me cover with the Jane Doe face in the middle of the hand with the blood dripping down. But yeah, I mean, I love Converge. This tattoo means a lot more than just, a band tattoo to me. It's a band that pretty much changed the way I look at music.
Same here. I mean, they're like one of my top bands, and now that I listen to, I feel like I go to them now more than any other band now I listen to.
They are my go-to. When someone says go-to band, this is my go-to band. These dudes in Gojira, I think, are my go-tos. Like, for someone who's like, show me some metal. But I really like, I just always felt connected to this band. They've helped me out through a lot of tough times. The lyrics are some of the most honest and heartfelt lyrics, I think, in any band, period. And shout out to Jacob Bannon, who's one of the best vocalists and definitely one of the most amazing lyricists that I love.
Shout out Jacob Bannon.
He's
Ben Kohler, too.
Yeah, Nate Newton, Ben Kohler, Kurt Ballou, and Jake Bannon. Those dudes are bad. And they're so cohesive together. Like, they've been together for so long. Kurt Ballou, his riffs are just, on this new album, are all over the place. but
all
it's
over.
Nate and Ben keeping it down. You know what I mean?
They're
And
keeping it down the whole time.
I think these are some of Kurt's best riffs on this new album.
Same here, dude. They kill it, man.
He's a bad guitar player, and he doesn't play like any leads on this album,
No,
any
it's
solos,
just straight up, just in your face rhythm. Like,
rhythm, but like with weird lead parts, kind of.
yeah, which is like so catchy. They're so catchy.
Let's see, it's I don't know. I think the way Nate and Ben back him up, Nate, he just writes. You can tell he writes his own bass parts. Like he's not following Kurt a lot. You know what I mean? It's like they're their own rhythm section. But I think this album too, The Dusk in Us, is. Alex keeps dropping his phone.
Sorry, buddy.
But I think this album is Jacob Bannon's vocal, the way they recorded his vocals, and actually hearing the lyrics. It's the best one.
I believe so too.
As far as hearing and enunciating the lyrics, I think they finally got it perfect on this album.
Perfect. Yeah.
Because I mean, anyone
hear it.
you can hear it. Anyone who knows Converge, obviously, but like compared to Jane Doe, whereas he wasn't even following the lyrics, it was pure emotion. Like a lot of times, he wasn't even saying anything; he was just screaming.
Yeah, you can follow the lyrics on. You can look them up online, and you won't
be able to follow it at all.
you won't be able to follow it what he's singing.
And obviously, like we know, but like that Jane Doe and You Fail Me, he was going through. He said he went through a breakup, and by the time You Fail Me came around to write, he still wasn't over it.
Yeah, so all you fellas, y'all know
And that's why
he
I
was
just
going through it.
Yeah, I mean you could hear it on that album, that first album,
Yeah.
both of them, but the first
Can.
album. I mean those aren't technically their first albums; those are their first major releases on a label. They have 3, before that when they were younger.
That's right.
But I mean, from right now, we're just talking about Jane Doe to Dusk and Us, The Dusk and Us. But back to Dusk and Us, his vocals are amazing.
Vocals are amazing. The guitar is the best riffage.
And the
bass,
sound.
the bass is perfectly. His bass always sounds perfect, but it sounds so perfect.
But it wouldn't sound perfect in any other band, I don't feel.
It wouldn't sound perfect in any other band. That orange amp or whatever he's using his setup is just the same
And
setup.
he has his
and it
own
sounds-
signature Fender now.
signature, dude.
It's that green
Nate
one.
Newton is killing it.
Yeah, and it's a very punk rock, heavy pick. I mean, but he kills it.
Yeah.
And the way Kurt's gotten so much better, doing so many albums, it's amazing.
It's amazing. And Ben Kohler,
Ben Kohler is out of this world.
out of this world drummer.
The drummer is just, they don't play to a click, and he just always holds it down. And he's a maniac. He's like Animal, like the Muppet. You know what I mean? That's what he looks like when he plays. He's just all over. Maxie's crowding me again, episode 2.
Maxie,
So we're 2 for 2 with Maxie crowding
come
me.
over here.
It's okay though. He's just excited.
Yeah, he likes to see us talk.
But so what's your favorite song on this album? I wanted to ask you that.
My favorite song on the album,
It's a tough choice. I mean, we can talk more about Converge one day. We could probably do a whole episode about it because I love every album for its own reasons.
I have the Quarrel, probably.
I have the Coral. That's number
but
2.
A Single Tears.
It's a very
of
good
those.
opening track. Their opening tracks are always killer.
Both of those two are very good, but all the way through the album, I mean, soft-wise, Dusk and Us is...
I see. I like the other one, Thousands of Miles Between Us.
That's a great song, too.
But they're all good.
Yeah.
And I remember before this album came out,
I actually
like
learned how to play that riff, 1,000 Miles Between Us. That's
Okay.
right. Yeah, that's a good riff.
I remember before this album came out, before we heard any new songs, like, because Mastodon had changed so dramatically, and you were saying, like, I wonder if Converge is going to change, and I was like, nah, those dudes will stay hardcore forever, man. They always do a couple soft songs, but they'll never do a full clean album, not as Converge.
Nah.
But you see what I'm saying? Like they're just hardcore like that, man. They always like that hard, fast stuff.
All the way, and this album is like that all the way straight.
It's a very good mood shifter album too. Like those last 2 songs are definitely companion songs. that end the album.
Very raw.
Yeah, I mean, if no one's here and has listened to Converge, that's the best way to describe him. Very raw and very in your face, just, emotion. I mean, a lot of people won't like it because all they'll hear is just scream, scream, scream. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
That's how they perceive it too. They're like, oh, he's doing is screaming, but he really isn't. He's
Well, in
expressing.
Jane Doe, he is.
I mean, Jane Doe he is, yeah.
Yeah.
But this album and Dusk and Us, he's expressing himself. He's saying stuff. He's
I mean, you
lyrically-
can hear almost everything, too.
Yeah.
If you really, especially, like, the stuff that's not screamed, like the stuff he yells, I mean, you can hear it perfect. But
Perfect.
even the stuff he screams, if you read the lyrics, you could follow it
Yeah, you can.
a whole lot better in this album. Alright, so, but I think it wasn't a letdown at all, this album.
Oh no, it was not.
It definitely, it's been on constant repeat since it came out. I love Converge. I will always love Converge.
I listened to it probably hundreds of times already.
I've only seen them twice, but man, both times it was just, I mean, they don't have, both times I saw them, they didn't have a banner. Nothing saying who they were, just straight, no lights, really. Yeah, straight
Just
up.
one light. There's a couple lights.
Yeah.
House lights.
But it was just amazing, man. I mean, for not being anything spectacular, they really sound like a well-oiled machine when they play together. They're so tight. I mean, for not playing to a click and all those transitions and stuff, they're so tight as a band. Like, they don't have to be cued. Yeah. But I feel like every album just keeps getting better.
So, Mikey, I ask you,
Okay.
what album by Converge is your? Let's do the lineup for you.
Let's just do Jane Doe to now.
Jane Doe to now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the old ones, I mean, there's some good stuff on there. We'll do Jane Doe, You Fail Me, No Heroes, X to Fall, All We Love Will Leave Behind, and The Dusk and Us.
Okay.
Because there's some stuff in between there, but they're like
Is that
EPs.
your favorite? Is that your lineup?
No.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is your top right now.
No. Not this album. Never. Jane Doe will
Ooh.
always be my favorite, dude.
Okay.
It's just the one I fell in love with when I was in 8th grade. It was
Ooh.
just,
Straight up.
just amazing. Like, it changed my life. That album.
That's right.
And You Fail Me, too. So, number 1, Jane Doe. Number 2, You Fail Me. That, like I said, You Fail Me, it got me through some tough times, too, man. I mean, those are just great emotional albums. So, those are the first two. Number 3, I'm going to have to go All We Love We Leave Behind. It's a very good album. And, again, that came out, like, at a perfect time in my life when I needed it most. And I feel like that's when they really started to, like, cash in on the emotion vocals for him, like, for the most part, as a whole album.
Yeah, they got it together on that album. I feel like with you saying the emotion, yep, and peeling that emotion out into the music, feeling it.
Right. So that's number 3. Number 4, I'm gonna go with this one, Dusk and Us. It's a very good album, and it definitely, they always surpass my expectations. So that's number 4. Number 5, I'm gonna go No Heroes. And number 6, I'm gonna go Axe to Fall. And I love Axe to Fall, but I mean, out of the rest of them, that's how I feel.
Straight up.
But that was the second time I saw him was right after Axe to Fall came out, and I was blown away. So they're all good albums.
They're all good.
But Jane Doe, definitely my top.
Ooh.
So, alright, go ahead.
Let me go up a hand. Let me see what's up. So, my favorite, number 1, All We Live, We Leave Behind.
All We Love, We Leave Behind.
Number 1, straight up.
Okay.
Number 2, I'm going to have to go with The Dusk and Us.
Okay, brand new. It's a very good
I like
album.
it. It's a beautiful album. Number 3, Axe to Fall.
Okay.
Straight up. 4, Jane Doe.
Okay.
But even though I find myself always going to Jane Doe, listening to it
I mean,
more.
that's like the pinnacle. You know what I mean? That's like the main one.
Yeah,
Everyone
Axe to
knows.
Fall too. That one. I mean, yeah.
They're all good.
And then, so Jane Doe and let's see here, You Fail Me and No Heroes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a long time to kind of get into No Heroes. It's like the most different one, I feel. But I love it. I mean, I still love it.
I love it too.
All
It's a
right,
great
so
album.
we'll probably talk more about Converge one day.
Definitely, we'll get
But
into
like I
it.
said, one of my favorite
We'll
bands.
probably do a couple episodes about them
Some
or
bands.
some bands and that we
Yeah.
really really love and which ones we talk about right now.
Right. All right, moving on.
Moving on, sir. What is next?
All right, so the last album we're gonna talk about is our classic album,
Classic album.
and it's the one. It's the one that really got us wanting to be committed to playing and learning guitar. Am I right? It's the one that pretty much still started it all.
It definitely started started everything for us.
That's
It
right.
started everything for me. It started everything I think for you metal wise,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the title track was the first one I learned. So we are talking about Metallica, Master of Puppets, which came out in 1986. So, I think when you ask anyone what a classic metal album is, this is always one of the answers for a lot of people.
Always.
So, and I know a lot of people have different mixed feelings about Metallica over the years. Obviously, anyone who's anyone knows that the first 5 albums were, I mean, they changed music, man.
Shout out to Lars Ulrich. Shout out to James Hetfield. Shout out to Kirk Hammett. Shout out to Robert Trujillo. Shout out to Cliff Burton.
Jason
Shout out to
Newsted.
Jason Newsted. Shout out
Dave
to
Mustaine.
Dave Mustaine. I mean,
He started it with them, so
we gotta name them all. So
yep. All right, so my feelings on Metallica. I still love Metallica for what they did and for my love for. I mean, you remember how much I used to wear their shirts and stuff. Like,
definitely,
they helped me. You know.
I got that hat too. By the
Yeah.
way, still.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's somewhere. I'll find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we I mean, this is a band that I always went to try to learn, you know, tricks, I guess, to playing metal. And Master of Puppets, like I said, it taught me a lot about, you know, down picking and palm muting and dexterity picking, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people don't like Metallica really anymore. I have my own feelings about, you know, the stuff that they've done after the Black Album. I saw them last year, on Father's Day, actually, at Soldier Field, and I mean, they still play all the old stuff, and it still sounds good. You know, does it sound like it used to? No, but like, it's still awesome, man, to hear those songs live. You know, like Fade to Black one, you know, Master of Puppets Battery.
Seeing them perform it, I mean.
Seeing them perform it, yeah, it's just, I mean, we both love Kirk Hammett. Shout out to Kirk, man.
Shout out to Kirk, man.
He's an awesome guitar player.
He's that dude.
Yeah, and I feel like Master of Puppets is his best album. Would you agree?
I agree.
His solos are on fire on that. As that Kirk Hammett part just played, and on our song, you know what I mean? Like, that's straight up, you know, stuff that we got from Kirk Hammett. But we really we like all of them really, but I feel like this album is the best as far as their completest album. I feel every song.
Every song.
And I remember, man, once you heard the clean section into the solos of Master of Puppets, like, you wanted your parents to go get it, like, that night.
Bought it. Oh, we had to order it, didn't we?
I think you ordered it at the Old School Borders.
Old School Borders. Shout out to Old School Borders. Was it in Cherville? Is that area?
I think, yeah, it's somewhere around there. It was like starting to get into Highland and Griffith, somewhere over there. But yeah, like I said, both our first songs that we ever learned on guitar are on this album, so that's why I wanted to talk about it. So okay, so they just released the remastered like a couple months ago, and it sounds amazing, man. I mean, the original already sounded amazing, but like they really know what they're doing with these remasters nowadays.
Master Puppet still started off. First song I learned how to play was the first intro I learned how to play was a battery, but the first whole song I learned how to play was Sanitarium.
Right.
Track 4 on the album.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is still their best album. I love all the like, Injustice for All, Ride the Lightning.
Yeah.
I mean, I love playing stuff off that album, but like, as a whole, I feel like this album is just the best one. Like, technically, I mean, it's so tight.
So
Like,
tight.
Like, I
Cliff
mean,
Burton on it.
for being
Lars.
analog, back in the day, like,
This is analog too. We're talking
I mean,
about.
the guitars are like, I can't explain it. This, like, how they sound. They're just so loud and perfect.
Perfect sounding. Yeah, the guitars.
And then the songs and the sounds still hold up compared to new albums that come out today.
Yeah, so I ordered this album at Borders and I picked it up. I think I got a call. Said it came in like a week later or 2 weeks later. I went and got it and I would listen to it like front to back.
Right.
But I listened to the title track like
Right.
over and over and
Over and over, yeah.
Just to that part, solos, clean part,
I mean, every song on this album is just killer. I
So
feel.
killer.
And his vocals are amazing on him. I feel like this was like this and Injustice for All and the Black Album were like the top for his voice, James Hetfield.
Top.
I feel like.
That's right.
So when Alex heard this, he had to go out and order the album immediately.
I had to go order this album immediately when I heard this. I couldn't stop. So that beautifulness just attracted to me.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, it's still one of the best things. Like
one of the most iconic moments in metal right there.
I feel like it is, yes.
You ask any metalhead, that's one of the most iconic moments right there.
That whole all the way up to like
that 4 minutes and 20 seconds in Master Puppets right there.
that, and then that going to the solo, and then the riff that go into out of the solo.
Yes.
That run up, like that
Yes.
whole like mid section is just it's like a. You're gonna hear a lot of goofy things we'll do. We're getting more comfortable now.
Yeah, we do goofy stuff.
We
So
do imitations and.
yeah.
But yeah, that whole section clean to that part going back into the main riffs. I feel like that's one of the best pieces of music.
Oh.
Like, it's almost like Chicago-esque. It's like a movement. You know what I mean? It's like a
is.
classical piece of music almost.
It is, dude. It's a movement.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, and to think that like we weren't even born yet. You know what I mean? Like, and these dudes are writing. I don't know. I feel like this is one of the best albums, though. If anyone asked me, like show me a classic metal album, I would show them this probably. And a lot of people already know Metallica. And like I said, the newer stuff, it's okay, but it just doesn't have that sound that they have in the old albums. Like they were just on fire back then.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the best one though,
Yeah.
out of and then you gotta wonder too what would have happened if Cliff never had died. What there would be.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, it's hard to say, but like, I mean, this album came out, and then a few months later, he passed away.
I mean, it would be something great,
Maybe you gotta wonder if they would have went the directions that they went had he not died. Would they have stayed like with the heavy like that, like kind of like Slayer, where every album is the same, or would they have gone, Black Album, load, reload style?
S&M, all that.
Yeah,
Like-
because a lot of that S&M is that load, reload stuff.
yeah.
So I wonder, what would have happened if like if they would have went that softer direction, like Black Album, like Nothing Else Matters and stuff like Hero of the Day. Like I don't know, we'll never know, but I mean it sucks that like Cliff never got to play Orion live. I think that he never played it in full. He never got to play the whole thing. They just did like snippets live because it was so long.
Yeah.
And they weren't like. But anyway, I feel like this album still is a challenge on guitar. A lot of all these songs actually.
All their songs are, ain't
Yeah.
it?
I mean, Leper Messiah, I definitely enjoy playing. That was like the first song I really understood what sweeping was, for solos, guitar sweeps. But as a whole, I feel like it's just the trifecta of the first three albums, and out of those first five, I feel like it's still their best album. I mean, I love Ride the Lightning, and I love Justice for All, but this one's the best though. It's their top album. I
Yeah.
feel.
That other song I learned is Damage Incorporated.
Right.
Shout out to Rich Ortiz. He taught me that song.
It's a tough song right there. But
He's actually a professor that performed with my sister Athena at Wellborn. Do
okay.
you remember that opera performance that we went to in
Yes.
Valpo?
Yes, I do.
The guitar player who performed with her,
Okay.
that was him. That was Rich Ortiz.
That was a long time ago.
This was a long time ago. But he
Wow.
performed with my sister over there, and yeah. So he taught me Damage Incorporated.
It's cool. That's probably one of their heaviest songs.
Damage Incorporated.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this though. I think the best thing in the whole album is Orion.
Same.
You feel the same?
I feel the same.
I feel like
It's like the peak of the album.
yes. I feel like it's the one that shines the most. Like
yeah.
Burden he's all over that play and on that song.
All over
And
it.
even you didn't know that he had that solo.
Yeah, I thought it was one of the guitars.
You thought it was a guitar
Yeah.
solo. That
Right.
last one he does.
The last one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's him, man.
It's him.
He's bad. But I'm not. This is a while ago. I'm talking about you figured it out. But I didn't know even for a while. I thought it was a guitar too. And someone's like, "No, man, that's Cliff." I was like, "Wow." So he was a bad man on that bass, man. I mean, between that and Call Cthulhu and the bass solo on Kill 'Em All, I mean, they really lost someone special there.
They did. That they did.
Yeah.
So Mikey, I ask you,
Yes, sir.
what are your top 5 Metallica albums?
Top 5. Well,
Because we'll do 5 because there's so
yeah,
many.
I mean, Master of Puppets is number 1 for me. I just, I still feel like that's their best album, and every time they play songs off of that, live, people go nuts, man. So number 1, I'm gonna go Master of Puppets. Number 2, I'm gonna go Injustice for All. It's, I love that album. 3, probably Ride the Lightning, and then 4, Black Album, and then last is Kill 'Em All. But I think production-wise, the Black Album is probably the best out of all those albums. But we're not talking about that, like you said.
One day.
Yeah. So Master of Puppets and Justice for All, Black Album. Oh no, Ride the Lightning, Black Album, and then Kill 'Em All.
Okay. So my 5, Master of Puppets. I'm gonna go.
Of course.
I'm gonna have to go. Ride the Lightning.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go. Black Album.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to go. Kill 'Em All.
Okay. And Justice for All.
Justice for All.
I'm really excited to hear the remastered Injustice for All they're gonna come out with this year for the 30th anniversary. I feel like that album never got the right mix.
Yeah.
It lacked a lot of bass, and it's been a problem with fans of Jason over the years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get justice with this, right?
Yeah,
Everybody.
I mean, there's
Everybody.
a mix out there that somebody did. They got their hands on some tapes or something, but it's not like, you know what I mean. It
It's
was
not
done
professionally
No,
done.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was done a long time ago too.
Yeah.
So I feel like the actual
It ain't in the mix.
yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like the actual official re-release of it is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's pretty much wrapping up our album reviews.
Pretty
And
much.
Can I get a clap for that?
Let me see what we're gonna do.
Thank you for listening, and we'll probably do some more album reviews coming up here in a little while. A few episodes, we'll do some more. We'll do, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think next episode we'll do top 10 metal bands.
Top 10 metal bands.
Okay, so I guess we'll end all this with the open discussion. just real quick, I don't want to get into like, you know, heavy, but something that happened recently was obviously the Florida school shootings. We got to mention that because it's huge right now, and
We pray for all of you out there, Florida,
yeah,
who
I
went through
mean,
all that.
God bless all those families that are suffering because they need it, you know, they need something that I can't even imagine. But I mean, anytime something like this happens, I mean, we've been alive long enough now. It's been a few times it's happened in our life, and I don't know, man. I don't know what they can do to prevent it. I don't know what could be done or what couldn't be done. It's just something's not right.
Some people flip, man. Something in people's minds, they just turn. But you know what? We all gotta work together and try to, see that coming ahead of time and prevent that. With
Yeah.
with the help of each other. Who you know,
Yeah.
who are sane.
I mean, it's never. Anytime you hear about any murder, it's never fun. But these school shootings. I mean, I couldn't even imagine what it must have been like. Like, going back to like when I was in school, like I couldn't even imagine something like that happening. So
Same here, dude. I never went through that.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what could be done. I don't
We
know.
practiced that lockdown stuff. Like we never
Yeah,
had
we
it.
did too. And Lowell's different now. I haven't been there since I was a sophomore, but from what I hear, you can't even get in unless you really have an actual reason to be there.
Yeah.
Like they have cameras, locked doors, and they only open unless you push a button for them to come in.
Yeah.
Like you gotta have ID, you gotta have like a reason to be there. You can't just show up and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't. Every school's different. I'm sure every state's different, but
Same with Chesterton, I think. Yeah.
it's messed up.
It's messed up. I mean, yeah. It's messed up when we got a town over here. I'm not gonna name the town, but
Yeah.
it's been recognized as one of the worst towns. Leading killing rates
Right.
of
Yeah.
of the nation, and you can't even walk into the library. You have to call some dude.
Right.
To give you a book or something outside of at another library, which is at another
Yeah.
town. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why can't I go to the library there? It's like it's
Yeah,
messed up.
I mean, that's not funny. I'm just like,
Yeah,
I'm laughing because it's so messed up. Like,
it is.
and I told you, this dude I worked with a couple years ago, man, he was an awesome dude. And just I talked to him that Friday. We were lining up to clock out, and we said had a good weekend. And over the weekend, he got shot in the back of the head, man. He was trying to buy some alcohol. So, like, it's completely senseless. I mean, I don't understand it, but I don't know anything that could be done to prevent it. It's just I wanted to mention it because it just happened, and we gotta mention it.
We gotta mention it, because we gotta hold on to our loved ones. Everyone, hold on to your loved ones. Tell them you
Right.
love them. Tell them you love them so much. And from us, from Mikey and me, God bless you guys.
Yeah, definitely
bless.
prayers and
Prayers
I
to
mean,
Florida, prayers
that's
to
like
everyone.
something I couldn't even comprehend.
Yeah,
But anyway,
our condolences.
yeah. So, all right. Well, what have you been into lately? Anything? Still playing the same games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been playing the same stuff, been listening to the same stuff.
Same stuff. I'm
Same
still
stuff.
watching.
I'm watching. What have I been watching? The Olympics. I've been watching right
Olympics. I haven't even watched any of it.
now. I've been watching some little bit of NBA basketball. We're getting closer and closer to the playoffs here and here.
Yeah.
But
I
we're watching Genesis Open on the PGA Tour right now. We've got it rolling right now as we talk.
Yeah. It's in the background.
Mikey, what you been watching?
I'm still watching that Shameless show. I'm on season 5. I don't know anything else I've been watching really. Like just old stuff. Like I watch late at night, like Friends or Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld.
Seinfeld's what's up?
Seinfeld. But other than that, man, just a couple of movies. We watched this movie called Clown the other day.
Ooh,
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah, you know me. I like those scary movies.
Yeah, I like them now too. When I was younger, I didn't like them.
Yeah, I used to torment Alex when we were younger.
Yeah.
I used to scare him, make him watch all these scary movies.
Shout out to the Michigan trip.
Yeah. I brought my Michael Myers mask and I put it on and I locked Alex out of the house.
Him and his mama rigged me up. They set me up.
Oh yeah, I scared you twice on that trip.
Set me up. I had an airsoft gun though. I was ready to use it. I didn't know how to load it though. I forgot. I was young at the
So
time.
Alex's you weren't there the first day because you had you had to play some golf or something. Remember?
Yeah, I had a tournament. I
But
think.
you came the next day because your dad and my mom met halfway.
Halfway, yeah.
So you came the second day, and when he got there, you were like, "Where am I at?" or something. You were asking where I was at, and so my mom chased you up the stairs, and we were younger. Alex was still. You were how 11?
Yeah, I had to been really young, dude.
Yeah, because of like
Totally young,
Slipknot
dude.
Disaster Pieces was like still new. That was like in 2002.
I think I was wearing like Converse and
So
stuff.
you were
I think.
11. You were 11 years old in 2002.
Yeah.
That's when it was. So, I mean, like, you know, my mom was like chasing you up the stairs, and I was up there waiting in my Michael Myers mask. And, yeah, I just jumped out and scared him. And
It scared me good. Got
scared
me
him pretty good. Probably haunted him for a long time.
Probably cried. But you know, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, if my mom was in on it,
We're
she was
cousins.
laughing
That's what
too.
happens. We're family. That's what happens.
I mean, I'm the youngest out of my, you know, I only have an older sister. So you were always like that little brother I never had. I got to pick on. You
That's
know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah. And I was the youngest.
Anyway, okay. So back to I watched this movie called Clown, and it's about this guy who puts on he finds a clown suit, and he puts it on, but it turns out it's like I know it sounds weird. It sounds kind of stupid, but like it turns out it's like, you know, like a skin of a demon or something. And he like starts turning into like an actual like weird looking clown. It was a pretty weird movie. It was alright.
It was scary. Did you like it?
Some parts were pretty like shocking, scary. Like, you know, he has to eat kids and stuff. It was just weird.
Ew.
But you know me, I like that old school. Like,
Watching that freaky stuff.
I like that old school horror the best, like Halloween and
Yeah.
like Annabelle Creation
That's
was
straight
like
up horror. You
was
know,
like old
that's
school horror.
Good, clean horror.
Yeah, like
you know?
suspenseful more
Yeah.
than gory. That's what I like the best.
Yeah.
But other than that, pretty much all I've been doing. I've been starting to play more lately because I want to write some more riffs for this new record that we're writing.
Definitely. I've been
This
playing.
new album.
Yeah.
I haven't. Just like I mean, by recently I mean like yesterday. I was like, I gotta start playing some more and like writing some like more riffs. I just been so like, you know, busy with stuff, but I don't know.
It happens. Life, you know, like
Yeah.
how life is, man.
I'm just trying to, you know, so hopefully we can knock out some songs
Yeah.
soon.
We will.
We're almost done with the third song. Alex finally like.
I
Fun.
just decided just to go with that same harmony, but to do it there's different harmonies on the.
Okay.
You guys will hear it, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, but other than that, thanks for listening to our second episode. We're gonna be wrapping it up. I feel like this was fun. You know, it's different. Talk about more music, and I don't know. I think next time, like I said, we'll do top 10 metal bands, and that'll probably talk a lot about it. You know, we'll have a lot of discussion between us two.
As we always do.
But yeah, overall, I highly recommend Faceless and Becoming a Ghost, and Converge, The Dusk in Us, and The Contortionist, Clairvoyant, and obviously I'm sure a lot of people know Metallica, Master of Puppets.
Master Puppets.
So those are some good metal albums, and maybe next time we do albums, we'll talk more about stuff that's not metal that we like.
Go give it a listen, everybody.
We like a lot of different music, so
We like it. We like a lot of stuff.
that's all I got, man.
That's all I got too.
I feel like this is getting more fun every episode.
It's getting way more fun. I think one more last thing again, you know, shout out to those people in Florida. God bless you guys.
Absolutely.
Let's get some peace around the world, everybody.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean,
love each other.
I try not to watch the news because it's so depressing sometimes. But when stuff like this happens, you can't help but hear about it. You know what I mean?
Can't help it. Yep.
But yeah, that's definitely hard. You know, I can't even imagine how difficult that is. But hopefully, you know,
Gotta be here for each other.
Yeah, hopefully those people find some comfort somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. I feel like we're getting more, we're catching our groove, catching our feet more in the show.
Yeah, we're catching something. Yeah.
Again, any suggestions or anything, let us know.
Let us know, everybody.
Topics.
Peace out to you guys. Maxie, you signing out?
I think he is.
Yeah, Mikey, you signing out?
I'm peacing out, actually. I'm about to leave.
Ooh, yeah, he's about to leave right now, actually.
But, alright, man. That's all I got.
I'm
Thanks for
out.
listening.
Thank you for listening, everybody. This is the Amayeta Dialogue Podcast, Episode 2. And we hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Wayne the Main?
Wayne the Main? Think it Wayne the Main? Think it Wayne the Main? He sponsors the show, everybody. Shout out to Wayne the Main.